I just think that, we all have priorities. And I think it's so important, especially when you're young. Like, what do you want? And we always think we want a career. And yeah, I mean, you don't think probably at your age, I'm going to have 5 kids or, you don't. You think about your career and then you get that career. And I just think it's so important that you have a well-rounded life.
Totally.
And that you do have a great group of friends and you have, your close family. And then you'll create your own family and you'll have your life partner. Because otherwise, it's a lonely, lonely world out there. You have choices, and you have to decide the priorities in your life. And so, yeah, my husband and I'm going to really age myself. For January 1 is 44 years we've been together. But you have to make choices throughout your life, and you have to. I always said that when I was at Burberry, Christopher and I got invited to the Oscars. We'd get invited to all of the Vanity Fair parties. But we're in London, and that's out here. And I have a husband and 3 kids at home. And would I want my husband going without me? So we made choices. Most people wouldn't make those choices, right? But I was always playing the long game.
I love
thinking
that.
I wouldn't want him to do that, or, So I'd go out one night a week. That's it for business. That's it. Well, again, I'm in, I always say that everybody's at a different phase of life, or you're in a different chapter of your life. You're in the first chapter of your life, or you could say second or third if you wanted to talk about being young. But, maybe let's say through high school, that's a chapter. Now you're in this next chapter, right?
Yeah.
You're not married, you don't have kids yet, and your career's taking off. And so each chapter holds something. I'm in not one of the final chapters, but I'm in the fourth quarter, if you will. And so I have left the corporate world, and my kids don't live at home anymore.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I could either be 100% alone, or I have my life partner. And so again, it's going to happen to everybody. You're not going to work forever, and your kids aren't going to live with you forever. And so that's why I always said, if I looked out, what's really important, I don't want to live the rest of my life alone.
Totally.
And so therefore I have to put him first. And it's a balancing act, right? And it's not always going to be perfect, but if I put him first and I make choices that are the right for us along the way, then maybe I have a higher probability of being with him after everything else is gone.
Exactly.
But same thing with putting your kids first. Then hopefully you'll continue to have a wonderful, close, loving relationship because you made them the priority. Quantity of time, maybe it's quality of time and all those special moments you have together. And I think that every individual, if you're conscious of it, and it's no different than you're conscious of the words, but it's not just what you're saying, it's how you're saying it and how you're making the other person feel.
My mom always said that growing up. She's like, it's your tone.
Yes, but it is. But if you evoke this positive energy, and it has to be natural and authentic. It can't be, everybody's born with a different energy level because we all have a different purpose in life. But I became very cognizant of my energy level and the impact that had on people and in leadership and in uniting people to do incredible things. I mean, you can, but and I don't think it's any different than a coach or or in a band maybe if you're the lead. It's your job to use your energy to unite people, and then pretty average people collectively can do incredible things.
Absolutely.
And I learned that. I learned it in leadership along the way. So I just think that I think being conscious of your energy is and it was so funny, and I know that it works on every age because my youngest, Angelina, she was moving from London to California. And we were trying to get into school, and we were studying all this stuff, asking questions, and at the end of it I said, you have incredible energy. You may not be the smartest, you may not be, but be warm and just let your shine your light, let your energy come out. And this was all of a virtual interview she was doing. So it was so funny at the very end of it, it all went well. And I said, how'd you do? And she goes, well, and she's only like 14. And she's like, well, Mom, about halfway through, I could feel it kind of get, kind of boring. So I just turned my energy on. And I thought, okay, it's working, right? She was conscious that she needed to, which I'm sure you do, on this podcast.
You
so it's
liven
not
up
too boring
the
for
space.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you do that, it brings people in, and then it's self-fulfilling, if you will. So it's funny. You can feel energy in people's homes when you walk into it.
So true.
Right? If it's warm and inviting or cold and austere. And so there's energy all around us all the time. And you're getting it in different ways. But I think with a person, if it's someone that's authentic and sincere and and they're putting it out there, and then you're gravitating, you can walk into a building and say good morning. Right? And then they say good morning. It's kind of like whatever you give, you get tenfold in return, right? Whether it's a smile or a hug
I know.
And so to me, that's all energy. It's little things that draw people into your sphere, if you will.
Totally.
And then they feel better being a part of it.